Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the Old World. I'm one of your hosts, Gomo, and I'm joined again by Andrew and Josh. How's everyone going? And Andrew's back.
Great. I'm loving this background decoration. It's incredibly festive.
Festive. You know what I did? You know what I Googled though before, and I couldn't work it out. If we could all wear virtual Santa hats, and that was going to be a bit too confusing. So I couldn't. Yeah. So that was my next best. Yeah, my next best thing was that. So hopefully, I was saying.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not too I don't know, dyslexic or like disorientating for people watching. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
She's good.
No,
it's a little bit weird because we're in Australia and it's never snowing. But anyway, it's what it is. It's
we're trying to act like it is. It felt like it was almost snowing today. It only got to like 17, 18 degrees today, and it was raining pretty much for the whole day. It was really weird.
It's like
it's well into the 40s over here. It's so hot.
Yeah. Well, it's been hot here too, but Josh was hot like last week was 41 or something.
Yeah, it's been hot, and in 2 days it's going to be 40 again. Yeah. So I was like, what the hell is happening?
Cool. Anyway, we've got a festive episode. I said to the guys, let's do a bit of a Old World Santa episode on a naughty and nice list for basically the Old World up to today. So yeah, and not so much. I don't know. It's not very well defined, but at the same time, I thought let's not just go to the normal sort of rules like drilled's good and this is bad. I don't really care about the rules as such, although you're allowed to throw some rule stuff in, but I want them to be more like, well, what did Santa deliver this year? And was some of us on the naughty list, some of us on the nice list.
Oh wait, we're supposed to be on the nice or naughty list?
No, I mean like the thing. This is where it doesn't really it doesn't really make sense.
On the naughty and the nice list.
Yeah, they do both. Yeah, so
okay.
Hopefully it sort of makes sense, but I guess we'll see.
It's already making less sense than I thought it was making before.
Yeah. But that's as we usually do. That's going to be our main rambling, probably an hour into the show after we cover all the other stuff. I'll have to catch up with Andrew. Not that I guess you've been doing much hobby over there, man, because you were basically holidaying and Christmasing and New Year's in with the in-laws.
Hobby.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you?
Brought some hobgoblins over.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's some dedication.
Wow, that is dead. That's like Josh taking hobby to
Malaysia.
Where'd you go? Malaysia, yeah, that's right.
What
did you have to go and get from the shop? You found a hobby store and bought something. What was that? Was that this trip or last?
I think that might have been the previous trip. I think it was some super glue. I had to get super glue.
Oh yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, that might have been in the 6th ed last year before Old World came out or something.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, but we've got some Empire stuff, like the pre-orders come out. There's made to order wave announced. I actually missed a couple of little. There was so much random stuff happening. We actually missed a few things. I think it was last week.
So much news.
Before.
Yeah,
so
I think it was last week.
I might grab a couple of those things as well. So plenty to chat about, catch up on, and I was going to say close the year out, but we will have one more.
Yeah, we still got one more episode.
Yeah, cool. I like when Christmas and stuff's in the sort of middle of the week because it feels like you get a few little bonus extra days at the beginning of the week. That are like get the weekend, you get a couple of days, and then it's going to start. But anyway, cool. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We better give our shout out to the patrons though before we kick everything off. Just for those who don't know, we do have a Patreon like everyone else does, patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. Jump over there, access to our private Discord and a bunch of other little things. Plus, look, at the end of the day, chatting to really cool people. They're sharing their hobby and send us in questions and just, part of the support. And without them, we wouldn't be, well, we might be turning up week to week, but probably not as, who knows? So I'm pretty sure it helps. So a big thank you. Plus, and I will actually cover just after this too, a real big shout out to one of our patrons who has helped us run a Throne of Skulls giveaway contest. So I'll just cover that as well and just give that a bit of a pump after that.
Pump.
But before we get on, we have to give the patrons a shout out. So we don't have any new ones, but we still have a good 45 of these. So I've got to ramble through all that. But this is, they deserve it. So a big thank you to Nick, Grant Vanderbosch, Chris Bowler, Drunk Hammer Nate, Ben Shooter Louie, Eugene Schaffer, Benoit, Edward Fawcett, Cam the Dentist, James McQuillan, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy Jelly, Herald of the Old World, Keel Herd, David Dodge Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Thumper Matt Morris, Thomas Vavasour, Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananum, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wengler, Elliot Richam, Gilthos Draconos, Diesel Denny Gamer, William Payne, Robert Z, and OG Whirler.
OG Whirler. What is that?
I don't know.
Like
is that a cat
black
gremlin
cat
thing?
face thing? Yeah, slightly angry looking.
It's not a gremlin. It's not a what's that movie where they get wet and they die? Whatever. The old 80s movie. What's that thing?
Do you want the backstory?
Okay,
yeah. Go for it. Obviously, it's aimed at you.
Oh well, so Whirler used to be. Josh would know probably the reference here with the cat in World of Warcraft was a druid. So that was his name, his character name.
Oh, his character name, but he was a druid. Oh,
Whirler,
wow. Okay.
So he's the OG Whirler.
Yeah, right. And the druid can be obviously
and he was
a cat.
You know how they could transform into a cat in World of Warcraft?
Yeah. To maximize the DPS in raids.
Wow, so now we've got the real backstory of this character. We know we can find out what these all mean.
Drip feeding us.
That's right. Andrew Harris, Bobby Gherkin, Gumwich, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapsticks. A big thank you, guys. And a real big thank you to Chris Bowler for helping us kick off our competition, which still we need more entries. If you are in the UK and want to go to Throne of Skulls, jump over. I'll have to. It's probably linked in this. It should be linked in this video. I actually should link it at this particular time if I remember. We just want to comment on there, like, subscribe, and a comment on what crazy character you would take to Throne of Skulls if you won the free ticket. It's a free ticket to get there. Sorry, to go to it, not to get there. You have to get there yourself. So hopefully you're living near Nottingham, basically, which is anywhere in the UK. You can't tell me. It's easy to drive, even.
It is. And there's some good inputs.
Very drivable.
Reading through it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's probably just a busy time, but hopefully as it gets closer, we're going to draw that when it was going to be the 6th or the 13th, maybe the 13th of January.
Wasn't going to be the live stream?
Yeah, live stream.
I thought it was going to be the 6th.
Might be 6, but now we're chatting about maybe a group. We'll see.
Oh,
I don't want to spoil anything. But we are trying to do a collab.
So it might be the 14th.
We just might have to play
13th.
Around with it.
Sorry.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's good. So and look, if you don't want to join our Patreon, please like, subscribe, and support us on YouTube. Throw a comment into this this video and whatever we're talking about. I'm sure there's going to be stuff that we get wrong or that you want to comment on. So that'll be really good.
Inevitably.
If you are listening to this podcast, obviously give us a 5-star review as well. One day I should probably go and check out. I know we get YouTube ones, not YouTube, Apple iTunes reviews occasionally. I always forget to go look at them. So hopefully they're nice. No idea. Anyway.
Uncensored reviews.
Yeah.
Guys.
Patreon questions. We had a couple come in. Well, actually, we had a correction / what was maybe Josh?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't realize you were up to this. Yeah, I can do that. So, so Sean, because he asked a question last week about like he's got this, what's the word, conflict about.
It's almost like therapy he was after, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he always feels like he has to make the strongest lists he can put together.
Yeah.
But then it means he's always pigeonholed into the same list. And I think our answer was like, well, it doesn't really. You can take some other stuff as long as you take the dragon in level 4.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I don't want to take the dragon in the level 4. Yeah. So yeah, he was basically like, after playing with level 4 and a dragon / duke, he said for almost a year, it's starting to feel a bit boring. What does everyone think are some things to do to keep the game engaging and competitive? Like, what should he look at doing? Should he start a whole new army like combat dwarves, play around with potential comp rules, or design a scenario pack? He was just sort of asking
right
how he can sort of freshen up his games, I suppose, or how he thinks about playing the game.
Yeah. I mean, my gut feel is that, I mean, you can play around with like compacts, and if you're going to run a tournament, obviously you can do all that. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's depends on your local scene as to whether or not that's going to help, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I keep hearing this and I don't have any info, and I'm just going, everyone's got the same info from different podcasts, that it feels like people are almost just assuming we're getting something in January, like a rebalance thing. I don't know. It's probably crap. It's probably not. I don't know. But I feel like if something's, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. So if Games Workshop's about to bring in an FAQ that does change, like skirmishes and all this sort of stuff, I guess the rules are going to change anyway. So I probably wouldn't, right now, I probably wouldn't waste too much time on that. I'd just start playing around with a new army, because then you can use it whenever. Doesn't matter what it is. Just get a new army happening then. That's my advice.
That's probably good advice. Because I was thinking a compact would be fun to play, but then you get the practicalities then of actually being able to use it.
As well. Yeah, that's right. And look, if you've got a group of people that you're always playing with, and that's why it's a bit boring too, and there's the same 6 players turning up, then probably play around with it. Like, we had some good suggestions with what everyone has to take the full command type thing. What was some of the other good suggestions people have thrown at us? Obviously try 40% characters or something. I'd try that, or 35%.
Yeah.
That'd be an easy one.
33 was good.
That'd be really interesting to try to put together an army with that. It will completely change the feeling of the game, I feel. Just that simple change.
Yeah. Agreed.
The other thing is you could just do, I don't know if people want to change rules and stuff, but I mean, you could do things like just bump and, I don't know, add outnumbering in, I don't know, put +3 ranks back into infantry, that sort of stuff, and just see what happens.
You wouldn't need to do much, That outnumbering, maybe take close order away from single models.
Yeah.
But all you need is a couple extra static combo res, and it would change the dynamics completely.
Yeah. Or Swift Stride D3 it instead of D6, like those. So there's a couple of little things you could try that just bump things a little bit. But again, if we might see a bump, I don't think we're going to see a rules change, to be honest. I think it's pretty more scenario
So this is on your Christmas list, isn't it? You want this in January to come out with in your whole...
Yeah, maybe.
Is that what you're hoping for?
Doesn't really... I don't know. I don't really have a major issue with it yet, because I haven't been playing like ridiculous amounts of tournaments and stuff, so I haven't run into the boring factor yet, I guess.
Yeah.
Neither have I.
Yeah. So I could see how people do though. Like, I can see what Sean's saying, that he gets stuck in it, and especially if that's the type of player you are. It'd be hard not to just go with what you're good at, and that you can pick the right list, you know what I mean? And just go, I'm going to not do it. Yeah. So.
Well, people play at different rates, don't they? That's the thing. Like, some people will be quite happy with just still fiddling with the current rule set, or others would have played the crap out of it and be starting to get bored of it. But you have other people that have only played a couple of games here or there, and then that was the trap that Ninth Age fell into a little bit. That those constant rule changes were catering to a very hardcore crowd.
Yeah, true.
I almost feel like they're probably not going to fiddle too much till all the arcane journals are released.
Yeah, same. I think it'd be more like a tournament type thing, which might change composition and things, but it's not going to change like the core rules or anything.
Oh yeah.
I doubt it. Like, I don't know.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, I'd love to see a tournament comp type thing, as long as it's better designed than the one they're taking it to Throne of Skulls.
Yeah, it doesn't really fix anything, does it?
It's nothing. Just makes a Chaos Dragon unable to be taken.
Yeah.
Scenarios are a good idea too, though, by the way. I don't know. I mean, again, that comes back to you have to run it kind of thing. But putting some scenarios together, I think, could be fun. I'll do the next question. So, Nanuum. Sorry. Oh, wow. I struggle with that one.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
With Squarebase creating an open team World Championship with unlimited teams next year, you guys thinking about putting a team together?
I mean, the issue is it's in Nottingham, this one. So, I mean, that's the issue. I mean, I'm planning on hopefully going to the UK,
is this an in-person one?
Yeah. This one's basically Rob did a video, might be a month ago now, just saying they're doing a team world championship. I think might be 5-player, like 5 per team.
Yeah, right.
They're not. I can't remember I don't know if they've settled on where it's going to be, because it can't. I don't think it's in Rob's venue because it's not big enough, and it's not a Games Workshop thing, so it's not Warhammer World, but it's going to be somewhere in Nottingham, so that way you can do the trip out there and stuff. But yeah, but they're not limited down to, it's not really a competitive thing. It's like, as in, to get to it, you just have to. There might be some things your team has to qualify with in terms of just making sure you've got a team together and stuff, but you can put a team in, basically. Yeah, just to sort of get it happening. Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Seems unlikely that we'll be able to attend.
Yeah, not unless we got like 10 times the amount of was it Patriots or something, which probably even then you could. It's just the time, too. It's just, it takes, it'd take a week minimum to do something like that, which is a lot to take out. So I'm planning on being, like I said in previous episode, I'm going to go over there, but it's probably going to be the year after.
At some stage.
Point. Yeah. So unfortunately, we're probably not going to be there. But I don't know about this one, but there's so much happening. I mean, we can talk about tournaments in a minute, really. But that now I think it's the ETC, whatever was the ETC turned into the WTC. I don't know. They're starting to get Old World sorted out. I know Germany just ran a teams event, like an international one. So I think there is, and obviously I'm helping organise the Masters Series in Australia. So I think we'll end up with teams in Australia. Just I could not tell you who would be prepared to go yet, because we just don't know. Yeah.
So. It's probably a few years away before you start seeing an Aussie team at Nova, I'd be assuming.
Yeah, and like we've been talking with the Masters one, like with me and ASB, he's been talking about, like, I think we're going to try put some form of entity together in Australia that sort of can help manage and get like funds and stuff, because like sort of like sports teams do, where they get like grants from the government and stuff, just to try and ease the cost. So we'll try and get this happening in Australia for 2025 for sure. I don't know what that means. Yeah, it might mean 2026 until you see Aussies heading over the pond. So I guess he's Nanaum going. I'm not even sure where he is. I can't remember. Like,
maybe that's what he's asking. Maybe he's like, can you get in on our team?
Ooh.
Yeah. Don't know. Maybe he's Australian. He's already going. I don't know.
There's enough of them. There are enough people that want to go in our name.
Yeah.
Easy. I've got the capes on audit now.
There we go. A World Fanatics Patreon team.
We'll supply the capes free of charge.
Yeah, that's right.
Some Patreon dollars going towards.
There we go.
Importing cords.
The only thing I would, just while we're on that topic, just a quick shout out. If people didn't see the Old World of Oz podcast last week, I think it went out, did it? Oh, gosh, I'm confused what day it is at the moment.
I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Because you were doing it the day after we did this last week.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. That, we did our second one, and we looked at the surveys just for Australia. So just want to let people know, if you didn't catch that, again, I'll link it on this one. It was pretty tight, but it's basically ended up being that the season 1 of Masters in Australia is basically going to be every tournament that's happened since beginning of Old World right through to the end of June. So it's like an 18-month mammoth, season basically. So that way there's no controversy. Like if we ended up, it's good because people voted this, so that way we weren't like picking some date, say, I don't know, September, and then having cut people off who didn't play in September but might have got a good result in August or something like that. So basically, but it's also still a good 6 months of tournaments in Australia coming up to catch or jump up there. And so we were talking about this last week. Like, if you look at some of these scores, because for those who don't know, the Australian Masters it's basically a 300 cap, like point cap that you're going for. But realistically, if you look at some of these, and it's the top 20, there's definitely room to move. Do you know what I mean? Like if you go to 3 fairly, like if you go to a GT, even one or two of them, if that, and then a good one dayer and get okay, like placing. Not like you don't have to win it. You can still get up there. Like Keith, Creaky Gamers, YouTube guy. He's he hasn't podiumed at all. I think he's got pretty close, but he's ranked 9th with that scoring system. So yeah, I think there's 5-6 months left for people in Australia to jump
Keith.
on.
Yeah. Keith goes all right, actually. He's always,
that's right. But it's good to see people like that, and even Mark Hurwitz, or however you say it, Hurwitz, who hasn't actually podiumed, as far as I can tell, but is doing really good. So
consistently, decent,
yeah. So you can get in there, which is really good. And so there's going to be enough time to. And Andrew's obviously in there, which is good. You're currently in there, Andrew. So you could hold your
with a
place there.
With a what is it?
That's the halfway hero. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought that is. I was wondering what that was.
All the other little awards haven't been all assigned. I have to get all the TOs, so it's a bit of a tricky thing. But anyway, so at least Australia, we've sorted that out. We've got the dates. We don't know where the Masters will be, but it'll probably be in that September sort of time frame. But the season will go right through to June. So, with the upcoming tournaments so far, there's a bunch in Jan. There's a big one in CanCon obviously is a huge one. So that's definitely, you win that, you got 100 points easy. But there's there's some in April, and obviously these will flesh out. So your country's probably got similar ones. So if you are listening to this, jump on oldworldrankings.com, and there's a bunch of tournaments on that. And obviously different regions are starting to sort out how they're going to do, their sort of competitive scoring. So anyway, thought I'd bring that up. Australia's at least made a decision. For people who voted anyway. So you didn't vote, wait till next year, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, cool. Where do we want to go from here? Do you want to do because I don't think there's heaps. Do you want to do a bit of hobby first? And then go into like news and talk gaming?
Sure.
Yep.
Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background.
I'll go first because mine is so quick. I basically put together about 10 hobgoblins, and I've packed them in my bag. I think I put 5 lots of 10, so 50 total. I've got about 10 through, and I didn't pack them too well. They're all in like little sleeves, and man, they are busted up. I've got like legs snapped off all over the shop, and I'm just like, no.
So what were you going to do with them? Like, because obviously they're already put together. Were you going to be painting them, or?
Yeah, I bought some paints over here. I'll see if I can get them maybe base coated, and then just at least a layer of my contrast on top.
Oh yeah.
I'll see how I go. I just want to get for my hypothetical list that I might be putting together. You'll have to watch the episode to see what I'm looking at. But I might need some hobgoblins for that. So for Old Hammer, if I'm going to be putting chorfs on the table.
If you're taking Project X, Y, Z, whatever it was.
Yeah. So I'll see how that goes. If that doesn't go too well, I've always got backup of high elves.
Yeah, okay, cool. So so you've sort of settled on with two different armies at the moment.
Yeah, I think high elves would be quite competitive for that style of something similar to what you were doing with lots of banners on fast stuff.
Yeah.
Else the chorfs aren't really competitive in that from that banner point of view. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
What you guys been getting up to?
Not a huge amount, really. I think you've probably got the most hobby done.
Sound it.
Oh dear, I haven't got any really.
Oh.
It's
just family and stuff. Like that's why you've probably been busy. Yeah, because you had an early Christmas, eh?
Yep. Yeah, early Christmas. I mean, just doing been sort of preoccupied this time.
I think last week I shared my chariots, but that's all I'd done. So I don't think I did much this weekend.
Yeah. So ironically, Andrew's probably done the most out of all three of us, and he's on holiday.
He's not even at the house, and he got more done.
Incredible.
Oh god.
I
Okay.
have been thinking a bit about the CanCon list that I was talking about last week.
Yeah,
The errantry list. Yeah. Because I had some feedback just on one of the comments was like, because I had the frenzy banner in the Questing Knights, and I was going to run a paladin in their unit, and he was suggesting I swap the frenzy banner onto the paladin so that I could put that paladin into another unit if I wanted to, like maybe the Grey Elves or something to make them
flexibility.
frenzy. Yeah. Which
Yeah.
and he also suggested there's a errantry list item called the Crusader's Clarion that gives the mounts an extra pip of strength on the charge. Which, if you combine it with the errantry banner, it also gives the model +1 strength on the charge. Suddenly, the mounts are like strength 5 going in. It's like,
wow,
that's pretty good.
So I am keen to. I think I've pretty much squeezed that in. I'm still in two minds about putting the banner on the paladin because it does make him a target. Just with the Questing Knight, being so much slower to hit. They're still going. No, it's still initiative 4 on the charge, I guess. But if they punk out the paladin, then the frenzy disappears.
Yeah,
I don't know. I do like that flexibility that I could put him anywhere, but at the same time, it makes him a target a bit. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
This errantry, this is the list that you wouldn't really have to do any modeling, hey? Like painting to take it almost.
Not really. I'll probably got to paint one dude, a lord and a second lord. Where I'm sort of underway at the moment, this boy. But aside from that, not really. I have fiddled with the lord loadouts a bit as well, because the second guy, I was actually tossing up swapping him in because he had the virtue of heroism with the Paymaster's coin, right? And I've actually gone a different direction with him, where there is a cool lance in the Crusader list that gives hatred. Not hatred. Well, no, it is hatred and furious charge, and it's a lance. And then I've taken that with a virtue of the ideal, which gives extra weapon skill, attack, leadership, and initiative. So it's going in with like 6 attacks as a baron with hatred, which is pretty brutal. Because the other way I could have gone was actually swapping him out for the Green Knight, which I could do.
Yes, yeah, it's tempting.
Which is tempting
because you love him.
It's very tempting.
Yeah,
he did serve me well in the Castle Assault.
Yes.
He did.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very tempting. Yeah.
Are there any restrictions to the Green Knight in CanCon?
Only that
down to
only that when if he dies at all, you see his victory points.
Okay. So as soon as he's dead,
you get the victory points if he dies once, which I think is quite a reasonable thing to change.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the same. I am tempted to just put him in. He's less themey than having multiple lords, I feel.
Yeah.
Just as an errantry war theme.
Yeah.
He did pretty much carry me through Castle Assault. So
it just depends on like at the same time you're going 3 days playing 6 games. You feel like it's fun to take something totally like themed, but at the same time, as long as if you feel like it's not going to be at all competitive, which I don't think it's, still Bretonians, so it's probably going to be good. But if you're worried about that, maybe it is okay to take something.
I'm tempted to. Yeah, I don't think it's especially weak. I think on the board it'd be okay, but there is a slight lack of sideways mobility with the list. That the pegs certainly give it.
Yeah.
And the Green Knight does have the effect of being able to pop up anywhere. And so he'll give that role of being able to break up the enemy lines a bit and sort of get in behind or in the side.
And you've
sort of
played him
cause
too,
havoc.
so that's like a big thing. Like you've sort of played with him and know what you like about him and stuff. So
no, he's really good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I'd
tempting.
take it.
You guys are tempting me.
You said no pegs.
You're already not
said
taking
no
pegs, yeah. Like I mean, I feel like you've already themed it anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Blow my mind, but if you get a podium on CanCon with no Green Knight and no pegs, that'd be
With
like
no Green Knight or
be
pegs.
epic. Just be
Oh man, yeah, I can't see it. I can't see that happening. That would be crazy. But yeah, no, I am keen to see this because I feel like the function of the lords on the horses. There's some concessions there not being on Pegasuses, but there's some small advantages there as well, and I think there's some play that they can generate that some people might not be expecting. Just the fact you can't target them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're actually a bit more safe. They're not even in a unit, but just the fact that they're going to be there. They've still got 360 arc. They can still shoot around. And then the illusion giving me that fly spell anyway. So if I want to, I can still occasionally fly them around if I want. I think there's some play there for sure.
Oh yeah,
be good. Do you reckon you'll get any practice time in before? Will you get a game in at all? There's a few more in Melbourne.
I don't have any games planned.
So there's, they had a few more people playing, obviously, starting to pop up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I suspect I won't.
I'll
just go in cold. I'll have played Castle Assault, and then I'll just go in cold and play CanCon.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do. I mean, that's what you said. Like most of your gaming is like that anyway. It's just tournaments. Yeah.
It is. It's just organized stuff. Like it's only the campaign that I'm running, or it's been the slow ground that I'm running, or it's tournaments. Like I don't usually play casual games or pick up games. Otherwise, I don't know. It's just
at least you've played with them previously. Like you sort of know about them enough. It's not like you're going into CanCon with a brand new army you've never played.
Oh, like if I was taking my Wood Elves or something. Oh
yeah.
No, I agree. That wouldn't be fun. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, just on I was just trying to find it, but it must have been on my phone. I have like my issue with the list because the ones did you watch the episode last week, Andrew, where we went through? Josh brought up that list, and then I was
through and I watched.
1750.
I went to the lists and I went through listening to the Patreons.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw some of the battle report. So I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched probably an hour.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I was just looking at because I've got this nomadic war list, but the issue will be if I can get it painted because I just haven't done. Like I just said before, I've got the chariots out, started laying paint on them, but that was last week, so I have not touched them this week. I think now, and the reason why, before I get onto that, but the reason why is because I actually did real painting. I did pull the airbrush out and did this entire wall, which is really good. And then base coated and dry brushed all around my pool. So I did painting, just slightly different scale. Because we got people come.
You call that a 1-to-1 scale wall?
Yeah.
You've done some terrain painting on there.
There's no 3D printing.
Did you print that? No.
So I did all that, and then we got like new
nice
cushions from Bunnings. It's all Bunnings for the people who don't know Australia. It's just our sort of equivalent of Staples in the US, whatever. The pool area needs a redo, but once you put a bit of coat, paint a coat on anything, it comes up a bit nicer. So we've got people coming over for Christmas and New Year's. So I had to get it done. But I was saying to Josh earlier, it's just been brutally hot. So trying to work out a day to do it, or 2 days to do it, and then I ended up just going, I just got to get it done. And so yesterday was doing that, picking my time. I got up at 5:30 this morning to do the floor, just before it got too hot today, because that gives it another day to sit before people are using it, which is still against the rules of the paint, but I don't have any time, so it'll flake off in bits. Who cares? I don't care, but at least it looks good for a bit. But that was my hobby, so not very old world.
I can't believe your backup Gomo was demons. I wasn't going to pick that. I didn't realize that was going to be a backup list.
Well, that's what I was going to talk about. So there's a backup list with demons because I don't have to paint much, but actually the real backup might be just a different Orc and Goblin, like a straight Orc and Goblin one. Because I think
there's a backup to the backup.
1750, Yeah, like there's a backup where it's like if I've got to take an army, I don't have to touch anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I still might have to do one giant, but that's fine because I would love to take double giant. I basically could put together a 1750 normal orc list, which is almost sort of like what I took against you the other day, but rather than the little units of night golems, just commit and just get it's either 2 units of 30 or 3 units of 30 night goblins with fanatics, and it's probably there's probably not a lot of chaff in it. It's sort of the opposite of the chariot one, but I don't know. Fanatics are a little bit like chaff.
They're hard to get rid of those units. A big unit.
Yeah. So you could actually. You can sort of pretty much get. I think it's just the magic I'm playing around with at the moment because you can have the level 3 and stuff like that. But it's basically the same type of thing. Black Orc dude, lots of cores, night golems with fanatics, 2 giants, and a small unit boar boys. And then I'm just playing around with the characters because obviously you need to bring 3 night goblin characters to get the others in. There wouldn't be any artillery or anything, so it's just basically a bit of a still push it forward orc list, but obviously it's slower. But the giant, I mean, if you've got again, I like this idea of trying to take double giant and the wyvern. I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. I reckon it will be.
A lot of toughness 6 there. I think the giant's tough 6, isn't he? Can't remember. But yeah, just be a bit of fun. So that's my backup if I just don't get any painting done. Like if it gets into the end of first week of Jan and I haven't done anything, I'll be like, I need to just take something that I've already got done. And worst case, I'll paint a giant. Like I can do a giant. You could do that in a night. So
yeah,
he's sort of half done anyway. I just need to finish him. So
yeah, I got a giant you could borrow.
Yeah,
but I might just not get the right base.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No,
painted up quite well actually.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but yeah, depends if you want to pull him, if you want to change base. Oh, could you fit that base on the other base or not really? It's too.
I'm not sure. You could actually take them off the base I've got and base them yourself.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
If you really want.
Well, if I really get stuck, well, that might help my nomadic war then, because if I know I don't have to do the giant and I just get my chariots done.
Yeah, no,
then that might fall back to that.
I didn't paint it. It's actually a nice painted giant.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'll just see. I'm on holidays technically. I should be able to get stuff done, but you know what it's like. I've been doing that, and then families coming. I know what's like. It just
falls by the wayside.
Cool. Oh well, we'll get hobby done. We'll get it hobbying. So cool. I just threw something in here, guys, too. There's news galore and stuff that we haven't caught up on. So this episode, hopefully we don't blow through. Hopefully get you guys gone soon. We didn't even talk about Empire Arcane Journal that got bloody Robin or them. That must have been after podcast last week. It was it?
It was. Yeah. I think their video released like 12 hours after we'd recorded or something. It was before we released. It was really not.
Yeah, and I'll probably like if Andrew was around, probably would have done like a video on it, but I was busy, and then you're not here, and
I'm keen to do one if you're around at some point.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I was. Is there anything? I mean, I won't go through it in detail, but I do have it up here. Like, was there anything that you did off just sort of, what's your first initial impressions? Were you thinking it's going the right way? Do you think it's going to move anything? Like, I don't know.
I reckon it's cool. I don't think it's OP, but I definitely reckon there's play there.
Yeah.
Josh, the only thing I found a bit strange was
I haven't watched the video.
Okay, right.
Oh, have you? Was
spoiler.
Yeah, the city state of like known list is I didn't mind that, but I just found the nightly order list a bit like you've really got to build into one of the orders. Like it just just seemed a bit like I didn't mind it, but it's just seemed like it was really sort of I don't know. There's a lot of commitment. It seemed like to get in. It doesn't seem like that easy to get into.
Yeah. Plus the no
wizards.
It's so funny. Like, so I was like, I think I went from like, this is awesome to, oh shit, everything I thought I could do, I couldn't do. So that was the only negative thing with what it feels like, which is a bit of a shame because we haven't even got pre-orders up, which we'll talk about in a minute. I have liked what I've seen. in terms of very thematic. I think there's a lot of, it's not just two armies here. You could really like go down,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of knightly order paths. But the question is, are they competitive enough in the current game as it is now? Or I don't know. But certainly
I
for
feel like
people who want a
more
hobby and
is
play
going
around.
to be quite good because more you like hatred for undead, then straight away vamps you see a lot, and
obviously Tomb Kings,
Tomb Kings. So I mean they're pretty too powerful, and then obviously you need to take them to get access to your wizards. For it was more you needed wizards, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't, man. You've probably gone
pretty sure
through
it's
it
more.
more than me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. May include wizard laws and characters choices.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yep.
Yeah. Just the hatred for undead. I just thought that was pretty cool. You sort of built into that.
Now you can take some of these in the grand one too, but you just obviously can't. You got to take a grand master of it, whatever it was, chapter master, whatever it is. But so you can get some of this in the normal one as well. But you just won't have to, you know, play into it as big as, you know, if you took the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously we'll do an in-depth one. Maybe we'll do a bit of an in-depth one of a bit, this week or something. If you got some time after Chrissy, you know, or something of what we thought. Now it's a week on, plus with pre-orders. So yeah, I like it. It just felt like there was a few things like, oh, this is going to be cool. Oh, no, you can't do it. Damn. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. The Orders of the White Wolf had the Furious Charge, and I was looking around. I was like, yeah, you're going to get it on demis. And then someone said, you don't get it on the mount. And I was like, but it's not in the rules. Like you should. And then it is in here somewhere. Like it's just written.
Yeah. It's
written in the, but because it's we're obviously going off pretty bad pictures here. You'd miss it. You know, there it is there. It's just that note also that any special rules granted does not apply. But I was like, oh, damn, that would have been cool. They really stopped that, don't they? So bit of a shame.
Yeah, I still reckon it's not bad. It's kind of one of those things because, that's right. You also get a 6-up ward for the Knights of War. I thought I reckon that's
non-magical
cool.
enemy
Probably
attack.
my favorite.
Against
non-magic enemy attacks. But I mean, I'd take a 6-up ward on Knights any day of the week. I reckon that's pretty cool.
It's always the way. I mean, I do see that, but then I don't know. Like sometimes I lean away from. It is very meta choice, isn't it? It's like, if I'm seeing a lot of undead, then I'll do it. But you know, is that But no,
that's the whole thing.
I like the Road Warden.
They're
Pistoliers probably should have been, but anyway.
They are so good.
Yeah, so they look really good. Plus just the modeling of them. So maybe it's a good time to. I think I still have some Pistolier models. Maybe it might make the worth getting more Pistoliers or print. I've printed some too, so maybe just convert them, put some crossbows on them. So
ballistic skill 4 base is so cool.
Skill 4, yeah, nice.
And you've got
plus they got heavy armor, so you got a 5-up straight up. You don't have a.
And is this the one that you can get like no long range penalty for? I can't remember. Was this one or something? Or maybe there's something in here where you can get that. I just can't remember. Maybe that was when it was in Nuln or whatever. But
but scout and ambush is that's awesome.
That's the thing. Just giving you some options.
Wait, can they move and shoot with the crossbows?
Maybe it's that what it is. Maybe they don't get ponderous or something. There was some other rule.
Yeah, it must got to be something.
Because repeat is good, but obviously, if you're moving and shooting, then it's gonna.
Yeah, it goes right down.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's what the War Alt is interesting because it can march and doesn't get any of those penalties. So you can march and shoot with that thing. Although it doesn't, probably won't have the volume of attacks on it, but it's still pretty funny. So, no, I like it. I think there's a lot of thematic stuff. It's just going to still play out whether or not it's going to move the needle, so to speak. So, I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But okay. Well, maybe we can try get a. Well, we were going to do if we get the Arcane Journal properly. Maybe we'll get ASB on as well, and we'll just smash through it. So I don't know. Maybe it won't be this week. Maybe we can do it next week. But before we get the real Arcane Journal, but obviously we have the leaked rules, so it should be good. Cool. Okay, well let's talk about the pre-orders then. I did have that on my screen somewhere. Let me go back to that and then shut down. Not shut down, but go to the right one because that is not the pre-order one. Let's talk about that in a minute. Which one's the actual pre-order one? I can't remember because there's two. We had the Sunday preview. This is the pre-order one, isn't it? That came out today. What do you want to cover first? The pre-order one? And then we got made to order as well. I'm getting confused here.
Yeah. Well,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll cover this one. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the one that came out today. Basically, when we know what we're getting, there's one really fucking annoying thing. Did you see? That's really annoying with this article.
No, what?
All the little asterisks.
Oh, so I saw an asterisk. So I was like, that's interesting. Why is there, multiples of this single asterisk?
Yeah. Did you read the asterisks?
Yes, I went to the bottom of the
Yeah.
I was like, what's this in the italics?
So does that
we miss
mean,
out again?
Yeah. So by the way, that what we're saying there is New Zealand and Australia, I think it was, is delayed.
Delayed, yay.
I can't remember
Takes
now.
me back to Christmas last year.
Yeah. Does that mean it's not even up for pre-order this week for us? Because we did see leaked.
No, they could still run the
reveals.
pre-order, I guess.
Mm.
Well, when did
That's
they
what I
run
was-
the pre-order for the game itself last year? When it was
No, it
delayed
got
in
delayed.
Australia?
The pre-order was delayed for us as well. But
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen, there's been lots of independent shops putting out interest, and technically they're not supposed to, but I've seen it go around, the price list and stuff. So the question is, it's felt like we were going to get pre-order this in 28th. So I don't know. Maybe we're still going to be able to pre-order. It's just delayed delivery, which I'd be okay with. But it is what it is. It's a bit frustrating. Considering they haven't actually released any Old World stuff in a while. I mean, we had the Chaos stuff, but seems like we've had a bit of a break. Come on, get this stuff out.
Yeah.
But that's the big negative thing. But the other stuff, we are getting dice. I actually don't mind the look of those dice. They look pretty cool.
The transfers are awesome.
The red and gold.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the transfer. Now, I can't remember. Is the transfer also in the battalion box anyway? Yeah, $2.90. And what's this one by
I
itself?
thought it's in everything.
Back 36 cards. Because didn't we look at this on another one where the transfer by itself was like fair chunk, and then you sort of go, well, I might as well get the battalion box almost, because it was pretty pricey for just transfers. Is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have to get the battalion box to get?
It came with my gyrocopters, so I don't know if they just throw it in most packs.
Right. Okay. And I thought the other thing, which I don't believe we saw, did we? Is the Teuton Guard actual just the normal guys, not just the... Didn't they just show the command?
No, yeah, it was just the command. I haven't seen the normal guys.
Yeah, so I'm actually quite... Did you also hear how he pronounces that? So might like, how do you say that? Tudigan. I think I said Tudigan. Yeah. Sound like he says it slightly different on the video. But yeah.
Shooter. What does he say? Shooter Jen?
Well, I could probably. I don't think
Shootogen?
the audio works. Yeah.
Shootogen.
No, it was more like your first one. But hang on, let me just. Does that even come through? Can you hear that? Or not? You can't hear that? No, okay. Oh, I won't play it then. Yeah, cool. Anyway, that's... Yeah.
They are worth a fair penny buying them on eBay.
I'm going to get them. I reckon they look really good for,
I reckon they look awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I want to do a Middenheim thing, so I want to have them.
Valued when they got released.
Unless people can tell me if there's some other cool 3D prints that maybe not to replace these, but I'd love to, if there was ones very similar and you could sort of blend them around, that might be cool too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've only got these like 8 and I can't mirror and flip them and stuff because they're real. So it's a bit annoying.
The magic of printing.
Yeah.
Can't fiddle with the scale of them either.
I don't know if you guys saw this too. It's not in this. It is in this article. Okay, so it is. And you see how the Luminarch of Hish is really.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
So they've obviously, I feel like they're not specific what they did. I can't remember because I've got 2 of these, but I can't remember what the sprue looked like.
I was hoping
I wonder if it was just a re-engineering of it to split it so they fully could, sell one without having bits of the other bit that didn't make sense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or even the labeling of the thing, because remember we were talking about how they strip like
they have
Carl off a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's stuff like that. I'm not sure. Because it's not specific about the.
No, it just says it makes it. It fits more with the Age of Sigmar.
AOS, yeah.
A
powerful war machine. Where was it? Kit has been slightly updated to fit better in Warhammer Age of Sigmar and can also be built as a Celestial Hurricaneum. It doesn't tell you what. So it'd be interesting to see what's happened there. But I will admit, it's a bit sad to me. I wish they'd come up with a way to have these in Old World because I did like them in 8th, and I know it's
a wonderful centerpiece.
But you know me, I think that whole thing's just a bullcrap storyline thing because I just don't understand it. I don't understand why Warhammer has the 8 colleges of magic in the actual rulebook anyway. Because what's Empire got to do with magic? Do you know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah,
just because they decide to run it as the college. Beastmen can run their one just like they always have. Yeah,
it's been almost a year. His Christmas grumble about the freaking governor.
Yeah.
Is that the naughty list I hear?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it because I felt a bit too obvious with my ramblings on it. But anyway, is what it is. Cool. Anyway, so we'll find out in Australia at least on Saturday if we're actually able to put any orders in or not. I have no idea. So cool.
You're going to be ordering?
I mean, I'll get this is the thing. It's weird, isn't it? Because you pre-order stuff and then you tend to get it later than if you just went to the shop sometimes. But it is what it is. I generally, because sometimes the arcane journals, sometimes some things go out of stock, so it's probably better to try get them. But it just depends on at the time. I'll have to have a think about it because I don't need a lot. I wouldn't mind another Griffin kit. But I mean, the reality is I'm never going to get them painted in the short term. So I want to get that. This is going to sell out. I want to get the militia box just because
they're cool.
I've never had
company.
Yeah.
And
awesome. I think this will go off. This will just be out of stock all the time. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be massively popular.
Yeah, they look awesome.
And these guys, but I thought these would be ordered through England, so they're not going to be in the retailers. But they're not made to order, are they? They're just always there. I don't know. Definitely get some.
Let's made to order. It was in a different page.
Yeah. So we got the War Wagon. Was a hand sculpted dude apparently, which is
I know.
Rare. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? A bit of a side project or something from the guy?
Yeah. It's just I don't know what that means.
Updating
the
wagon. He was just doing it for funsies, was he?
Oh yeah.
I just wonder if it's like I get side projects. I do them all the time, but like, do you do them as part of your work? And then do they give him a kickback, or do they just go, "What were you working on? I'm going to sell that." Pull it off his desk. I don't know. I'd love to know the backstory.
During work time.
And by the way, we're not going to mention your name because we don't do that anymore. That's it. And it's made to order, so I'm gonna once it goes out, I'll get it because I just feel like it's actually looks like a pretty good model now that they've redone so much of it. So I think it'd be cool to have. Even though I do have that other one that I printed from Highlands, but I feel like I might as well have 2.
Why not?
One is a mount and one is just a normal one. Who knows? See how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Was there anything else in the War Wagon bit? I know at the beginning they were talking about the rule, like the era of the 3 Embers has passed, and Unity is a distant dream as elect accounts.
Oh, I didn't actually see.
I
totally missed this. Oh, it's passed. Just like that. I thought we were
sitting in this weird spot where it's sort of all done, but Magnus Pars hasn't like united everyone yet. So it's like 20 years away or something. I don't know what this leads to. Okay, they just get links to that article. Okay. So I won't yeah, anyway, we'll talk more about that maybe on our naughty and nice list. But anyway, it is interesting that we're getting these glimpses of the timelines, but I think there's still some confusion. So I don't know, maybe the Arcane Journal fluff part will bring that out a bit.
Yeah, hopefully.
General the Empire. I mean, these old ones. I mean, they're cool figures, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's getting pretty ancient.
Derby. Yeah.
Goof or oof.
Goof or oof. Yeah. Well, actually, I like these. These are good. Or three of them. Cool. Like the guy on the right. Sorry if you're listening. That's the what is this? It's just that generals, is it? Commanders of the Empire. So you got like an engineer. Or is he an engineer? He's got a gun. They're all captains, really. You got a dude wiping his sword.
Yeah, it's cool. More captains. I think.
Yeah. It's just that, and I think we saw the blister of this leaked or whatever. So there's going to be 4 of them in the box, I think, which would be good. The engineers, I probably won't buy. I think I've got 2 of these guys anyway, the 3 engineers, and then if you get that one with the war altar, I think it'll be right for engineers. I probably won't get the engineer one.
Yeah, for sure.
The Griffin Banner dude's classic. I haven't got him. Maybe I will. I don't know. It might be one of these. These are all made to orders, hey. So like, it's just a matter of putting it in at something.
Is the Griffin Banner like embossed on there, or is it like a transfer you have to stick on?
Surely looks like it.
I think it is on this one. That's why everyone sort of plays it as the Griffin one.
Yeah, I'd say surely.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, when they say made to order, is it just that's it? Like one time, only be able for a limited time. We'll let you know the details. Here. Okay, so that may not be a one-time order, but it's not going to be forever, basically. So if you want some of these, you might have to get in.
Yeah, I think you only have a certain time. To get in, and then you're going to have to wait. Who knows? 6 months.
You don't know when they're going to do it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Empire's coming. I don't know if Australia's getting it, but hopefully we will start seeing. And, well, hopefully, I'd be interested to see if the embargo stuff lifts after this Saturday then, and then we get to see some of the more clearer shots of the book as well as some of, mountain miniatures and stuff playing the games. Yeah. Even though I think now that the actual book got leaked, you're probably seeing people play it anyway. I haven't looked into Old World Builder to see if they've actually added in the rules yet or not. Does anyone know?
Oh, you're going to check this right on air. See.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it was.
Got it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Because you never. Sometimes he's pretty quick. Yeah, look, see, he's already got it on here.
Oh, he's already got them on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already got them.
Doesn't muck around.
So you can actually add. I don't know how accurate they are, but you'd have to. Yeah, so you can play around with it anyway with Old World Builder. So.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's
thank you, Nico.
Hilarious.
Yeah. We missed something to do with Empire the other week that the Wizards came out.
Oh yeah, the Wizards.
And I don't know when they're coming out because they haven't been listed. But basically they've got new minis. They've all got a little familiar each, which I don't believe has any technically rules, but obviously you can use the law. Everyone brings the law familiar, so I guess you can just have him hanging around. But they got the celestial looking one, which again, not allowed to call him that, I guess. And the beast looking guy.
Oh, right.
With a toad.
The celestial school was in the thing, yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And then we've got the necromancer or death wizard as well, which is pretty cool. And then look, yeah, no, you're right.
What's with the that joke about the necromancer's familiar being small or something? What was that?
Oh, I
didn't quite get.
Oh, right. Hang on. Is that just because it's
her skeleton familiar is suspiciously
Pay
short?
That no mind. Okay, our third character is a necromancer, though she clearly one of the virtuous ones who used the wind of death solely in aid of mankind for no other reason. Her skeleton familiar is suspiciously short. Pay that no mind. Don't know.
I feel like it's some kind of reference or joke or something. Is it like a skeleton of a rat or something? No, it's not a rat because it's a humanoid skull.
It's not like a hobbit. A halfling, is it?
A halfling or a goblin? Could it be a goblin skull?
I don't know. It's got like
halfling
long white hair, isn't it? Is that hair? hanging there?
Does he got hair?
No, I think it's cloak or something. Maybe. I don't know. What's the candle wax? No, I don't know. Is it candle wax dripping down over him? I don't know. Don't know what it is.
It could be a halfling. I think that's
a halfling
plausible.
because he's from, and like that's the moot's next to. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, the other thing, everyone like obviously this has been going around, so it's not new because we missed it all. But you know, like it's all been in the rule book. Like this is what's really funny. These pictures of these characters have been in the books and then they've been made, but we've just didn't realize. So it has led to other people going through the books again to see if there's other and new art. But I'm not right up on what's old and new art half the time, so it's a bit hard to know. But so that one definitely the Necromancer and the Celestial one because that's on the that's on the cards. Plus, it's in the rule book. That same figure. The Beast one, I don't believe was somewhere, but it is cool to see that. I don't know which predates what. Is it the art and then they build the figure, or if they've done figures and then they've added the art into the book? Who knows?
Don't know.
But
I like them.
Oh, I reckon they're really good. I mean, obviously the size is different. This guy's huge, really. If that's a 25, he's
I agree. That's the only thing I was thinking about was these are 35 millimeter.
But like he's a wizard, like a beast type little. Like I feel like it's cool that he's sort of grown and he's bigger and he's like stuff like that. Whereas even
that's plausible.
Is like quite small on the base, if you know what I mean. Like he's and stuff. So there's a bit of scaling that makes sense next to each other, which is cool.
I reckon they're all similar height though. Like
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure we've learnt when they're coming out, but obviously they're on the way and they're all just resin. So I'm guessing you get 2 in a pack for a ridiculous price, but that's fine.
No, I really like it, and all the little familiars had so much character to each one.
It'd be really cool. And obviously it's not in the Arcane Journal because we've seen the rules. Would have been cool if there was rules, like proper rules for them somehow.
For the familiars.
That's not just the magic item, you know what I mean? That would have been cool. I think in the old days, because I've got like an old Nurgle or something one with a familiar, you used to get like an extra wound or whatever if you bought the familiar next year or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No memory of that. But
cool.
No, they're really, I really like them.
I think, did we catch up? Is there other ones that we hadn't seen? No, I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's an hour in. Right on time.
Right on time.
So,
as per the schedule.
I'll intro again, with probably nothing to share on this. This is just a funny, probably won't be that funny, but I don't know, a naughty and nice list for just to wrap up the year. I think next week is the last episode for the year. We might try to do like our predictions, and I don't patrons or people who listen more than we do. Did we do any predictions for Old World? I can't remember. We're gonna have to look back at the archives. Which I might
Should we get the patrons
week.
To do their predictions as well?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yes, we should do that rather than
questions.
I'll have to tell them that because that goes out automatically. But yes, let's do that. And then other people can obviously post theirs in, and then what episode number will it be next year? We'll have to add 52 to that, and whatever that is we'll check back to our predictions.
As in 12 months from now, right?
Yeah. So because it'll be 73 plus 52, whatever that is. So 35 or something. I don't know. Cool. So anyway, that's next week. So this week we thought try to wrap up the year. Obviously, Old World's come out, and I just threw a little bit of a Christmas theme on it, saying naughty and nice, and wasn't too specific.
Get my list out.
Here we go. Yeah. I don't know. I felt like I didn't want it to be the usual rant about rules. So I mean, it can be, but if there's other particular things like models or something that you thought was better to discuss, and basically, so I'll list the categories because what I tried to do is think about what has been released, as in like not waves because that's way too many, but like big categories. So obviously we've got. I just thought the initial release, sort of like the rules and all that we got in the initial dump. And then we had is it 6 factions now? Well, I put Empire on here, which we haven't actually got yet, but we have seen what we're getting. So we've got Tomb Kings, Bretonians, Orcs, Dwarves, Chaos Empire. And then I just added a general one, as in the vibe of it, the castle from the Australian reference here is just the vibe of the old world, overall. Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to be good, funny, not. They're probably not. They're probably just topics of conversation. So
I really don't know where this is going.
Yeah. I don't think they're that great, but yeah. Anyway, let's say, naughty so each of us will probably have one naughty or nice or both naughty list or not nice list for each of those things. So we'll kick off with the initial release. So when it came out in January and Feb in Australia, we had the rule book, we had the map, we had the Force of Fantasy, we had the Ravening Hordes, we had dice, I think. We had I can't remember, but yeah, we got dumped a load of old world stuff, which was leaked out for ages, but it was good to see square bases. Oh, bases, the packs of bases, I'm sure people went and bought, which I never did, but yeah, people do buy these things. Oh, modular movement trays, which still had the 20 and 25 mil engravings on them. I mean, great. That should have been on the naughty list. Anyway, so I didn't think of that one. Yeah. Anyway, what did you guys have? Because do we want to just round robin it at the same order every time, or what?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe, I guess. I mean, obviously, some of us will have something.
Go clockwise.
Not anything.
I
feel like I'm often not going to have. Start with me.
Clockwise.
You don't have to go into massive
So
detail. There's heaps here.
This is the naughty list, is it? We're doing
either naughty list. Yeah.
Start a naughty. Yeah.
I'm gonna start with the red whippy sticks that came with the
Ooh.
Right.
Naughty.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
Everyone was so excited about them, but they're just so pointless.
I found one on my garage floor today that was falling out of the cupboard.
All right. I'm going to hit the naughty list as well. Sorry if this is too rules orientated, but
that's fine.
We had the unsupported armies.
That's on my list too. But yes, Legacy. No, it's not my one. That was my second one. So yes, Legacy, fucking whatever they were, Renegades, whatever they were called. Absolutely. That's definitely Games Workshop got a big naughty list there. Santa was not.
Thanks for bringing them back, but you can't use it.
Especially how it was worded, too. It was almost like we were getting chastised by mum and dad when they went, sorry, it's not supported. We're not going to be doing it. I don't want to ask any questions. It was always like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
Easy.
That's funny. Well, I alluded to this just in my one is very Australian, and it was that it was delayed, and we're still seeing freaking delays in Australia for some dumb reason, because apparently airplanes don't exist. So that was my annoyance, just because so excited to get it, and we just had to wait. It wasn't even just a week. It was a fair bit, wasn't it? I can't remember. It was 3 or 4
Wasn't it that
weeks
like
behind,
it was 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah.
Well, wasn't there that shipping delay because of the boat in the...
Well, that's what... Yeah, maybe there was that chat too. Or there was that... Also, wasn't there... They had to go around... The boats were going around Africa.
Yeah. I remember the one got stuck in the Suez Canal or whatever. It just went sideways.
Yeah, so it probably isn't all that, but it's still frustrating to see Empire come out. It's still delayed, even though we haven't had Old World release for months. It's like, come on.
Or a boat gets stuck in the Suez Canal again.
Yeah. Did you guys have a nice list for the...
for the initial release?
Yeah.
I think a nice... I'm just going to throw it. I like the layout of the army list I did release. Putting them in 2 big books and having them released like that.
That's my one.
Nice
I
list.
think, love that one. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. And I thought it was a bit of a, wasn't it a bit of a surprise too? Like we didn't really, we'd seen the actual rule book, hadn't we? But we didn't realize, I think at the time I thought maybe we'd get like the Ravening Hordes, like just the small little army list. And it was good that when they pulled that out in the pre-order thing, that it was like, 108, whatever it was, how many pages it is. And it's like, oh, crap, we're getting, not a full army book, but we're getting everything. So it was good to be able to just see just all those units all back what the rules were. Heaps of I think we were all just like, well, what the hell? There's too much to even. I think even now I look at Wood Elves and some of the other armies and I haven't even looked into them too much because there's just so much. Yeah.
I'd probably go off. So I'll touch on Josh because Josh borrowed mine.
I borrowed you guys.
Maybe I should have gone first.
Did you have that as well?
Yeah, both of you did.
The books. I thought the books were called. Yeah. But the Arcane Journals as an addition to the Forces of Fantasy, etc. Ravening Hordes is it gives more fluff and body to the armies. I think like you can there's so much more you can do with them, like from a fluffy perspective. But I'll do something different. Because that's what I was going to just basically add on to that. But for my nice list, I like seeing that they were bringing back stuff that was previously put.
Yeah, right.
It's almost like they cut these things away and then they brought them back, such as like the Tomb Kings and Bretonians to a certain degree, like they were sort of cut out of the
well they disappeared and even AOS they sort of disappeared out of AOS there. And then suddenly like okay, they're gone and then bang.
Yeah,
but even some of the older models, I mean that's sort of different, but
Come on.
Well, my nice list. That was it. I mean, I could keep. I don't know. The whole thing was good. Just getting it back, I guess, as well. I like the layouts. I think at the time I thought the book was well written, and then the more you do it, you realize it's not that bad. It's all over the shop.
It's all over the shop.
That was a bit of a shame, but I think just seeing it probably wasn't up there as good as the 8th edition, like design and stuff, but it was closer to that than the old sort of cheap. I don't like saying it, but cheaper 6th, 7th edition books, which are a bit more just like black and white and stuff. So it was cool to they'd obviously put some care into it. So it was nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So the initial armies we got were the launch boxes, Tomb Kings, Bratts. Obviously, they both got like proper big, like not proper. They were big boxes. A lot more, with the rules and everything. So I guess I've split them into the armies. Just I probably were thinking more along the lines too of just like what came in the Arcane Journals, like what extra stuff do we get? But again, you're not sort of tied to that. Do you want to? I've got Tomb Kings first, just because that's just how it ended up being. But even though Brett's probably more alphabetical, who wants to go with the naughty list for the Tomb Kings?
Is it clockwise?
Oh, so Josh is.
I don't really have a naughty for the.
That's going anti-clockwise for me when you do that.
Is it? Oh, this is clockwise.
Yeah.
Remember what are you doing?
No,
you got nothing. I got one.
I got nothing.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
It's like a new release, and they're bringing out like oh world. Here's the oldest models we've got. Skeletons from frigging. I hope I'm not stealing Gomez.
No, you're not. 'Cause that was so obvious. I didn't want to totally. But I know what you mean. Absolutely.
That was definitely on the naughty list. I think for a launch box, at least have some new models, like for the premiere.
Actual.
Here we go.
Yeah,
like I don't mind some of the older stuff, like bring stuff that you had that was a little bit newer, but I just think those skeleton warriors and archers were just a smidgen too old.
Yeah, at least the Bratts look good. They're good looking figures. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they're a more recent release.
Yeah.
But if they were going to go all new, they would have gone Kislev and Cathay, right? Like if they were going to go down that.
Yeah. I wonder if that was real. Like, that was the rumor. We keep hearing that was going to happen. Do you reckon it was?
Yeah.
I reckon.
I don't know. I'll probably talk a little bit more about this because this came up. Obviously, Val picked this up. When we get to orcs, I want to talk about that. So something. Anyway, I don't know. Okay. Sometimes I know Josh isn't always up to date with all the YouTube videos, so it might be new to him. But anyway,
it will be new to me.
So my naughty list for that. Well, I was thinking that Andrew, about the skeleton. The box was a bit of a letdown, but you had to. Little did we know, they just knew you needed 140 skeletons to run. The Neokar and Royal host list and stuff. So that's what they were providing that. But
they were thinking ahead.
It's either what's frustrating still with Tomb Kings. It's actually a really big army book and lots of options. Yeah. And I know this is touching on rules, but I'm thinking models here. It's a shame that it's got all this awesome 8th edition stuff, like those snakes, the necroserpents and the sepulchral stalkers. Then they redid those swarms, and even the characters they brought out, like that, the Nakaf and stuff. And you don't see them. It's just a bit of a shame that, just the way the game's ended up, that I think Tomb Kings as an army can look even better than what they do on the table. And you're just not seeing some of that, which is a bit of letdown. But I mean, it's I don't think it's bad. I just think it's just version 1, hopefully.
Yeah,
sell itself.
You are right. Those swarms, brand new swarm base. They did.
Yeah, brand new. I know they were resin and stuff, but brand new. And people take them a little bit for the mortuary cults, to get the magic things, but you don't really see them. So it's a bit of a shame that some of these new sculpts you don't even see. And definitely, I've never seen Nakaf on the table. I've got him, I haven't painted him, so it's a bit. And he's a great. It's a great sculpt. Like it's crisp, crisp. Model, and you just not seeing it. And you only see the Necrosphinx. Sphinx. You don't see the Kemrian War Sphinx version, and just little things like that. It's a bit of a shame that the way balance works still, it can really wipe out. What do you call it? It's internal balance, isn't it? Is that the word? Yeah, like some things are just aren't.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a shame.
Something else in the list is so much
and
better.
That's probably not. I'm just thinking that because Tomb Kings just had some of these extra figures that were brought out and we just haven't seen them. Cool. Nice list for Tomb Kings. So was there anything that surprised you that was good?
I liked that they went back and sculpted up the inside of the casket.
Oh, that's a good one.
Shit,
I should have done that one. That is a good one, man. I like that one. Mine's a bit boring, but I actually do
real
like
attention to detail.
Yeah, And I think that flows into a lot of these other ones, isn't it? That they're doing this sort of stuff.
With the war wagon. Yeah.
They said it's all done underneath now. It used to just be flat or something and then sculpted it all.
I mean, who's going to see underneath? But they've done it. They've done it. And same with the casket. You now have the casket open if you like, and it's all modeled. It's all special in there. You can open it up. Ooh, what's going on?
Yeah, no, that's...
Have a look.
That is a really good, nice one. I like that. I'm going to cross mine out now. Mine's very personal, but not personal. But oh, it is me. Mine's the Tomb King dice, man. I freaking love the Tomb King dice. I don't know what it is. It's the feel of it. Because some of the other dice are just, I don't know what it is, but they almost feel like sandy rock. I don't know. Even though I love using them.
Feel the winds of magic.
And I've never been a big lover of Games Workshop's dice. It's like they're either been, the symbol's been on the 1 or they're, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're most of the old world armies that they brought out. I haven't minded the dice. I haven't bought them all, but I liked most of them. But the Tomb King one still, I don't know what it is, what it's made out of. It's just this matte, almost bone type sort of texture. I like it. It's cool.
Bony, sandy, magical. Just puts you in the Kemri desert.
Yeah, start rolling those 5-ups, with the archers. So.
I've got one thing that has changed. I've changed my mind a lot on was the dragon. I wasn't a fan at the start, and it's grown on me. Thought it was a little bit of an eyesore. No, it wasn't an eyesore. It was just like it was a bit weird because it kind of had the
wasn't animated at all, was it?
Crocodile.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like
the second one. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Like I think you're right. Like it and if you do a bit of modeling, you can probably make it stand out a bit. So
like yours was really good. I think that was awesome. The burnt chicken. Bones or
barbecue chicken view.
Barbecue chicken. Looks really good.
Bretonians were up. Josh's naughty list first. Who's getting smacked around?
Who I sling? I've got a lot to choose from. I am. Maybe this is a bit of a cheap shot, but I'm gonna smack around the Lord Flappy Hands.
Oh,
got released.
You loved him so much.
And then you just never see him, and his hands are so large.
Can you guys remind me, did I buy
so
him?
ridiculous.
I did, didn't I?
I don't-
painted him.
I think
Remember when I was
have
buying
too.
everything?
I think we both bought
I
them,
think
and we were gonna paint them, and we never got around to it.
Shit, I can't remember where I put him.
Maybe my naughty thing is that you just can't take him in the game. Maybe that's what I'm annoyed at, because I'd love to. I really want some flappiness going on in my army, and I can't justify it.
Oh God, I don't know.
I don't know. You reckon you could maybe you could, do a bit of sculpting, maybe conversion, a flappy hand on a peg, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Some of those figures, I feel like you just got to commit and go. No, I'm going to paint him up just like that.
As is, yeah.
Just like that, as is. Have him on the board.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. I think we'll have to get you to paint yours, Josh. That'd be.
I should get around to it.
You're not taking.
What are you guys?
Me up. So yeah, I'm pretty much gone. This is like models, but I guess it's in the same vein as what I just did with Tomb Kings. It sucks. The knights on foot, they're not actually bad. They're bloody great. Oh, sorry. They're great friggin' figures.
We definitely should have got these together. And okay, yeah. All right, you go. I'll quickly think of another one.
It's probably why we should go random, because that way, more people you don't get taken by the same person.
Yeah, because Andrew just gets his stuff taken all the time. Yeah.
This is sort of maybe I'll leave my point about them when we get to orcs. Because it's carrying on to something that Val was talking about the other week, which I thought it'd be interesting just to have a 2-minute discussion on. So anyway, I'll just leave that.
I'm very intrigued by what this.
It's not anything new. It's just anyway. I'll leave it. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Yep. Orcs is coming up. Orcs is next.
Leave it like that.
Yeah.
Just drops a bomb and then leaves.
He's dropped it.
Flows on to the. Okay, well, I can bring it up now quickly. It's just.
Go for it.
Are we seeing hints through now that we've had a year that there was a lot of change in terms of originally Old World was going to like you just said earlier, launch with new plastic stuff, but that there was going to be a big crossover between AOS and Old World and actually encourage the use of models, and then it suddenly got ripped apart. And so you've got this weird thing. And even with Bretonnians, what makes me think about Bretonnians is slightly different to that, but Bretonnians probably were going to be an 8th edition released army, and I wonder if those knights were foot knights were 8th edition foot knights, and even the peg guy, and so when they decided to bring back Old World, that's why Bretonnian got new knights, new things, because they were already there, and some of the armies haven't got them at all because nothing got new. Like I guess the theory is, I wonder if nothing really got new plastics. Unless it was already in production years ago for 8s or something, or the original 9th before 8th got killed.
That's a big thing to say.
It's deep.
Plausible.
Well, and there's a bigger thing in the orcs thing again. And if you haven't seen this, Josh, it's kind of funny. So when we get to orcs, it's right in front of us. And when Val brought it up, someone told him, and I was like, that is crazy. It's been right in front of our face all the time.
I'm loving this. I can't wait.
Which supports the idea that probably at one point there was not going to be this animosity between the two. Or I'm not saying it's an animosity, but there's obviously business decisions.
You're saying they rolled a 1 on the animosity check?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, they had to squabble with each other instead. Yeah. It just seems weird that you get some armies like Brett's that got a heap, and you got Chaos, which got nothing, really, except for now it's got like a fine cast mini, but it has a friggin' great AOS Chaos range. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know what to make of it. I'm waiting for this orc thing.
It's not that great, but it is funny when you see it. But anyway. If you've missed it, I've missed it.
You really raised my expectations. I know he's really built it up. I'm waiting.
This is not new. It's been out for 2 weeks. We just haven't been able to catch up on it, so I haven't talked about it. So. Anyway, cool. Knights on foot was mine. Sorry, Andrew. What did you have another one?
Well, I was going to say the Knights on Foot, but for me, it was the first, and this was throughout the theme, but I was just going to bring it up because it seemed like that was the first instance of it. Was the scale creep for me was they were one of the first larger scale, and the precedence has now been set throughout the range.
Yeah. So
yeah, the scale's definitely off. So I think that was the precedence set by the Knights Thrown on Foot is on my naughty list.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen those images of them next to the men at arms, and like the men at arms are like barely up to their shoulders. These boys are really large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have? So going back to my point about, I don't know, they might have been sculpted now, but would have they fit in 8th edition size still? What do you reckon then?
I reckon they're bigger.
8th was still, because that might disprove what I'm saying in that regard. You know what I mean?
Because I don't think these guys would have physically fitted on 20 mil bases, which is what 8th still was.
Yeah.
I don't reckon.
I think these guys were built for 25 mil bases.
I wonder if
they just scaled them up or something.
Well, I just wonder even if once they started talking about this, maybe they weren't available for 8th, but those they are all CAD designs. So I wonder if they were built and then they just scaled them up. Yeah, and then
that's plausible.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is like, well, how long does it take to go from design to putting it into like a mold and then more into a large scale sort of.
My gut feel is the actual making it.
How long is that?
That's the thing. Once you get to production, I think the biggest thing Games Workshop run into is it's not really like designing the figure and even probably I reckon the computers design those sprues and stuff half the time these days.
Yeah.
It's probably painting. It's probably the whole painting, modeling, they do the screen, like all that would take, you think about, I know they've got a lot of painters now, but when you look at all their games and stuff, how much stuff they're pumping out for 40K and all that, it would, that production, and then you obviously got a box art and that's got to get printed and that's got so all that process has to go through. So I reckon that would take heaps longer than just someone sculpting some of these things on blending and stuff. My gut feel,
that seems like
I have no idea.
Years, a year.
Oh no, yeah. Usually they say it takes at least a year to 2 years between concept art to something being in the shops. Easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If not longer. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So sometimes they have stuff sitting around for ages, but I think it's more just the concept's out. They've even probably had some initial, because I've also heard they use 3D printing a lot in Games Workshop. I think because why wouldn't you? Like you're designing this stuff, you want to see what it looks like. You probably print it out, check it all, and then you turn it into an actual plastic injection molded figure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It probably comes out like, why wouldn't you just pump it out in a 3D print first? I think there's even people saying that some of the images we see are actual 3D printed figures in their box art. So I don't know if that's true, but it'd be funny. But I guess they could get it out.
It could be true.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They're probably running better printers than what we tend to buy, but as well, who knows? Nice list for Brett's. What did you guys have? I've definitely focused on some models here more than anything, but
wait, are we going the same order still, or are we changing the order? Do you want to go first this time, Andrew?
Oh,
or want me to go?
No, I can go. I do like, besides the scale, the Lord on the hippogriff. I think is pretty cool, and same with the BSB. I like.
You mean the Lord? Hang on, the hippogriff,
peg Lord,
on the peg. You mean? Or
is he on the peg?
The new one.
Hippo's the old one.
I thought it was on a hippogriff.
Okay. No.
It was a peg.
That's how big he is. He's actually on a peg.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cross
him off. So just so you know,
Sorry,
you got my
peg
one,
Lord.
so I'll just take that off.
Get it right,
It
Andrew.
is a good model.
Is.
For my nice list for the Bretts, I was just really pleased to have a new army list or army book for Bretonians after 20 years.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Like, yeah,
that's fair
finally.
enough. Yeah.
And it was really good. And it's just like, the Duke comes out and he's like vampire count level fighty. The Grails are up to tough 4. Like this stuff that, has always been a problem with little things in the list. Fortunately, they did let the Pegasuses off they let them loose, which unfortunately completely dominated the internal balance of the list. But it was nice to actually have an official army book for the Bretts again.
Yeah,
after all these years.
I could imagine. I mean, I can't imagine because I've always had armies that are pretty much Tomb Kings, I guess, but they were always supported. They got an 8th book, They didn't get the treatment like you. They just got bad rules, unfortunately. No, I had the Duke as well. It's funny. I guess the theme isn't so much the model. It was nice to see with the Bretts that apart from, even though the Knights were crap on foot, that they brought out like a centerpiece guy that was actually good as well, which sometimes they just totally hit and miss, like when they tried like swing and miss. And so they brought out this awesome looking Brett, centerpiece model, and it's actually obviously one of the best in the game, and that's probably my other nice list is just the win rate of Bretts. It's pretty good to see that they're up there. But there's so many, the lady, the unicorn lady Elise Shard, which is still apparently a hard to get.
Yes.
People just,
Yeah, that's that was awesome too.
Yeah. So there's lots.
I can't believe I didn't mention that.
Of the giant unicorn.
Good one.
Yeah.
So we go to the orcs. So do you want me to start this one? Because we'll start with the naughty thing. And it's not the orcs' fault, but
don't blame the orcs.
Quiz. I'll bring this up. This is what we're talking about here. So here's the Snull Cav. These are the new dudes that came out. Snull Pack Cav. Right. And this is what's really funny. So these are the double
3D
goblins.
printed?
Oh, you showed us this the other day.
I did show you guys.
Yeah,
we did show you. Oh, yeah, but we didn't talk about it on the channel.
Not on the pod. No. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I'm alluding to that.
I know where you're getting
Val
to.
was talking about. I was like, bloody yeah.
I've seen this somewhere.
So the Arcane Journal, there's the double writing on the rulebook for orcs is two goblins riding wolves, and we've just got them in AOS. So I don't know, like you look at this sort of stuff and you go, yeah, like going back to your point, Andrew, about how long's these things in production. Is this art that was sort of swinging around and then, or did that just influence them doing this in AOS, or was it going to be used together? Who bloody knows? But
it could have influenced. I don't know.
Like nowhere have we had 2 goblins on a wolf in 8s, 6, 7, like, and then it's popped up here, but no one really looked at the book cover, and then it popped up in AOS, and then someone went, "Hang on, it's on the Arcane Journal cover." It's just weird.
I could see. Oh, sorry, Josh. You go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think the only time I've ever seen multiple goblins on a wolf thing is Warrior Goblins in Lord of the Rings. I think you can get 3 goblins on a warg. I think, something like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Vague memories.
But yeah, it's just funny. So that was my naughty list in the sense that it's Games Workshop stop thieving stuff. I don't care if you thieve stuff for AOS, but give it to us for Old World as well, because some of these figures are awesome and might as well have the rules in Old World. Like, stop trying to and again, Orcs is a good example where there's a lot of great new figures in AOS, the Gore Grunters and stuff that Orcs actually suffer. They don't have Monstrous Cav, they don't have, and yet there's a bunch of Monstrous Cav in AOS, and you're like, it'd be nice if they worked a bit more together. And you could still like AOSify things with like an extra, like, I don't know, sprue of stuff that made it a little bit more fantastical, and Old World could like drop it off. But I mean, this is never going to happen, obviously, but it would have been cool if they thought.
You could see, like, obviously, probably what you're alluding to, Gomo, with what previous people have been talking about, where I know you've spoken about this previously. It depends on, currently, more influential or higher people within the corporate ladder have got so much influence about what actually happens within the company. It's almost like they've got their favorite games. So, I mean, like you're saying, these could have been pegged for Old World, and then there's sort of like a bit of background stuff going on, which you'll never see.
Josh has found it. Well, that's the thing. We'll never know. It's just, a bit of a shame. Oh, yeah.
It's a cool
probably different. It's definitely a different scale, hey, given that these
triple.
guys are definitely 28 mil, aren't they?
They're definitely even less. They're like 25 or 28 true scale. So it's like it's really nowhere near.
They're sitting on there.
What's the thing on the other side? I'm trying to work that out. It's like a mini barrel.
So they're in the mines of Moria, and they are
little mini Balrog, Dweller in the Dark.
So this may be the precursor to the Git mob, though, that were actually like riding wolves and chariots underground. You know how it's like the Git, we've been saying why the Git mob in the whatever they're called, Git. What's it called? Whatever it's called in AOS. Well, it's called Git mob, but what's the actual AOS faction called again?
Don't know.
It's got a box down there. What do they call them? What's the night goblins and stuff in AOS?
The night goblins. Loon something.
Oh, Git. No. Oh god, man, we're not an AOS podcast. It doesn't matter. Whatever they're called, can't remember. What did you guys have for your naughty list for orcs?
The battalion.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's just completely impractical.
Yeah.
Full of regular goblins.
And the thing is, the chariot is close to being useful because chariots aren't bad, but those boars are just so horrendously bad. So it's just like, what are you thinking? Especially when
absolutely. Actually, when it's the first one coming out after the
that's true.
The Bretts and the Tomb Kings, which is pretty good precedent.
Yeah.
And then they had no. Well, sorry, I won't keep going because I don't want to take anyone else's naughty. Unless I was going to say this, but I was going to say they had no other new models. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, they had not plastics. They had a couple of the they had the boar, the orc, black orc boss dude. Is that what you mean?
Oh, did they? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he did. He had him. Yeah,
one.
I think I missed him.
Yeah, and then they had the obviously Ogdros, but he didn't come out for ages after.
Yeah, he wasn't with the sort of initial release. So I don't know who doesn't count.
Trying to think if they had others. Can't remember. What about you, Andrew?
Sorry, this is going to be a rules one, but marching column Fanatics.
Yeah, fair.
What, 3 in a unit?
At the beginning.
Ridiculous.
Well, what about when you do 10 and you fire out 3? Yeah, is that what you mean? Yeah, God, yeah.
Even now, I'm still a bit dubious on the usefulness or over-usefulness of Fanatics, but it's a lot better than what it was. It's a lot better. Yeah.
I mean, they could have left it how it was, but let you target them or something rather than try. I don't know. You know, there's a couple of different ways. The fact that you can't literally interact with them. Having said that, they do not move a third of the time, and I don't know. So maybe they're not
moving twice. They're pretty bloody useful.
Yeah. Especially dropped in your own. Even if I'm like you're fleeing, you can still drop them. Maybe it's not fleeing. One of them you can't, but everything else.
They're a pest on the battlefield.
They're like those troll hammer torpedoes. They're a pain in the ass. So,
Don't worry about that little bit.
What about the nice list then? Because I'd kick the orcs off. I'll do that one.
Go for it.
Well, mine actually is, and it's sort of rules, I guess, based. I think they really hit it out of the park with the the magic item, like that actual arcane journal is actually cool. And the troll army is awesome. So is the pneumatic war. The only thing is the rules are probably letting the trolls down a bit just because of the whole battle magic pillar of flame crap. But I feel like when it settles, you'll see those troll armies pop back up again because there's probably going to be nerfs, I would hope. And then in that case, I think they hit the book out of the park because the magic items are really good across the board. You can go for a really fast army. You can go for like a full troll one, which you never really saw before. And then obviously the general one can be whatever. Like it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel, any of them don't feel, again, trolls with inverted commas at the moment because it depends on your meta, but I don't think they're bad lists, any of them. There's not one that you go, oh, that's just crap. Why would you take that?
Yeah. And like
So
you
I
said,
think it
it's
was
so
really good
different
book.
to the normal orc sort of grand army.
Yeah. It wasn't just skewing into one, and that's probably a good point. Maybe that's what makes me feel like it wasn't. I mean, I know the Nomadic War is skewing, but it's, I don't know, it's just not. Whereas some of the other armies, you've seen them just go, oh, yeah, like even just take all the cav, that's what you get. Whereas at least the orcs had like the trolls, which is like totally different. So
yeah.
Mm. Josh,
I was just going to say the Hag Queen. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the model. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so good to see it back. And just some of those Forge World things in general, just coming back into like in the normal rule book. It's not like there's some obscure
and it's not something that's just going to sit around and go because it was like off to the side and it was most of the tournaments then don't accept it because it's some weird, Forge World model. Like you didn't get to use them in 8th a lot because they were Forge World or something. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I like seeing them the really old Marauder Giant come up for order as well. One of my favorite models.
Yeah, true.
It's great to see these really old stuff come back out. And you just buy it. You don't have to fork out extreme prices.
I didn't get that guy, but I did
3D
get the
scan.
Azhag. Yeah, the old Wyvern. So I always wanted that one. So it is cool to see those pop up.
Yeah, it is.
And we're on to that was your nice one, was it, Josh?
Yep.
So dwarfs, we're into Andrew's territory.
Ooh.
So naughty list first, or for Andrew. Do you want to do that one?
Am I going for naughty list?
Yeah, go for it.
Again, it's a rules one. They try to fix it, but I don't buy the 3 inches. It's
the movement.
I just don't like it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Your beer cart's just not enough. All your little magic moves. I'm not feeling, as Gomo said, the vibe. The vibe hasn't changed for me that much.
Yeah, they can't be that much slower. You already got you not only got 3 inches, you also get a -1 off your charge or whatever, or your pursuit or whatever it is. Pursuit, yeah. Just like, come on.
It's hard today. I'm not feeling it, but hey, it is what it is. What do you got?
I this might be a bit controversial, but it leads into the scale thing. The Dragon Company being re-released, being so old, and having a whole set of all new rules and everything like that is fine, but they just look really tiny on those bases.
Yeah.
It's like I don't get what they're trying to do.
It's almost like they could have released some of these things and just kept them on the 20s and say 6 ed people if you want them. All right.
I feel like it should have
stuff.
It's hard to justify it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my naughty one. I don't have a huge amount of thoughts when it comes to the dwarves.
Mine's a rules one, I guess, as well, but it's related to models as well. But yeah, I just think that and I know they did bring out a sort of an army of infamy on this, but the Slayers, they're just still I feel like they've just never nailed the Slayer. If anything, the Doomseeker now is closer to what I thought a Slayer should be. Like maybe Slayers should never be units anyway. Maybe that's my point's null and void. But I feel like I love so it's a naughty list because Slayers are still shit. You don't see them. But then on the flip side, the Doomseeker is actually pretty cool in that it's sort of like, you don't get points. Like it wants to die. I think that was such a better rule.
So thematic.
So I like that, but and just in terms of the normal Slayers and all that, they just have never at least in the main 8th and now Old World I've played, they've just never really been definitely usable all the time. People still would take them, but they're not. They just get killed. which is weird because you feel like I'm going to go seek my doom, so I'm going to just jump into this unit of 20 and then we just get shot off on the way across the table, whatever. It's like, is that really what you're going to do? Especially when you read Gotrek and Felix and stuff, you're like, nah.
I know. Yeah. Invincible.
Yeah. And the nice list. Yep.
Go first. All right. Model wise, because I've always wanted it. I haven't actually bought it yet, but it's on my to buy list. Is definitely the Goblin Ewer.
Cool. Will you run it as well or not? Because it's a bit weird. It's that weird template.
It's very weird. It's like like infantry. It's good, but in the current meta.
Yeah, so you might see it more like if something changes and we see more infantry. Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, well, it's like kind of like that flame template thing. Like they just don't see it a lot. But nuts.
Hopefully, Josh doesn't get my one.
I don't really have one on the top of my head right now.
Okay. Well, I got the opposite of what you said for orcs. I got the battalion box for the dwarfs. I thought was a really good battalion box.
Right.
Maybe you're right. Maybe in contrast to the orc one, it looked even like ridiculously better. But I feel like, especially if you just do GW, you use everything in that box really, because you're probably going to make rangers out of some of the stuff and. Yeah, you're going to use warriors, and then obviously gyrocopters. So I think it was a great box. Real one, especially after the orcs got nothing. So
no, it's good.
Did you have one, Josh?
No.
No, that's okay. Do you want us to skip? Go to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next one.
Okay, Chaos. Then we got Chaos out, which I can't remember. There was a big gap, wasn't there? Between dwarfs?
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah.
Wait, which one was that one?
The naughty list. Anyone? Go.
Yeah, the Chaos Dragon.
Okay, yeah. Just
like
in terms
quintessential dragon that everybody was whinging about. It's just, I know it's going rules, but it was like,
that's fine. Yeah,
the Chaos Dragon.
Yeah.
It's got its 9 wounds and whatever else and everything else. The 10 wound. Yeah, 10 well, there you go. It was just, it was the quintessential whinge, I think.
Yeah.
And there was obviously some design issues with how the game was going to run, but that was like the worst version of it. Not that you actually saw it a lot. It's it a bit, but it wasn't game changing compared to the other dragons. It's just like, probably the worst example of it. Like as in the strongest example.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, then they amp it up when the Arcane Journal comes out, and you can suddenly take triple dragon lists.
They added 2 more dragons to the list. Mine's related to that a little bit, and it's going back to my point around the whole AOS confusion in that, it was a weird book. It was the first book we got out where they went, like, no, sorry, just you're not getting anything new, which is really weird. But they also had an awesome range of figures anyway. So and then on top of that, the dragon was crazily OP'd, but there is no dragon to buy. Like if you said I'm not buying AOS figures. So it was a really weird, it's just weird. It's naughty in that sense that there's some confusion here where it's like, here's your awesome Chaos book. We're not giving you any models. Oh, you can have the Manticore, but the best thing in the game, we don't actually sell. But if you want it, you got to use AOS. But internally, we pretend there is no, like, we don't share. It's just weird. It's just like, what the fuck's happening? And to take that a little further, I'm really interested to see what happens with High Elves and Wood Elves, because technically, outside of the Galrock and the Warpfire Dragon thing, in terms of characters on dragons, do we have one? Like, there is no, like, an old world character on a dragon. Can I walk into, like, do you suspect that they will release the elf one, or which one will they release? And even the old Wood Elf dragon, would that get released? Like, because Chaos didn't get a dragon. Did it even have a dragon? I can't remember what was around back in 8th and stuff for a dragon.
Oh, so you're saying like a character-specific dragon?
Yeah, like, which is what's is the best things in the game right now. And it feels like Old World technically doesn't even have those figures available. Which is a bit weird. And I'm just interested to see what happens with Wood Elves. I'm assuming the Wood Elves, High Elves are going to be easier because they've got multiple dragons that were plastic, wasn't there? Was there 2?
Was there multiple?
Was it just that one plastic one, the dude that was coming off a rock?
Yeah, so that was the latest one, was the long one with the
So do you reckon he's coming back? I know this isn't Chaos now, but it's the whole story of the dragons to me with the naughty list. I just sort of don't get it.
It was the latest, but it's an annoying model because it's so bloody long.
But then you got Imric. You'd love that old one to come out. But I wonder if they might, because they brought the Aztec one out.
Well, that's one I've got. Yeah.
But then the Wood Elf one, they've never had that dragon out for years. The
sisters, or
yeah. Well, it was that one, I think, and then you had the earlier one, which was even just more snaky.
Oh yeah, the one before.
They're based on the same type of model, I think. But
But the Twilight looks heaps better. But yeah.
I've just wondered. I don't know. I'm not sold that they're going to bring those guys. They might do the metal made for order, but in terms of having a dragon available that's always there and it's either resin or plastic, it's just weird. I just don't. It doesn't seem like Chaos has one.
Yeah,
I'm not sure High Elf and even Wood Elves might. And it's just weird because you have to go to AOS, which is fine and it's awesome, but it's just weird that we're not encouraged to go that way. Even though that's the only option.
Yes, I know.
Anyway, weird naughty list, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens with the poor Chaos for that. What did you have, Josh, for
what? Wait, where are we up
list?
To? For naughty list.
Naughty list.
Oh no, I was talking about the 3 dragons. For me, that's the naughty list.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Not only did they have 1, they have 3. Okay, fair enough. Nice list then for Chaos.
Yes. Why do you want to say water? You go for it, Andrew.
Oh,
I do have one.
I was going to say I like the Arcane Journal to a certain degree. I like the fact that they've brought the ability to have like a more of a Marauders list with the Sea Wolves. I reckon that's pretty cool. So it's like that. You know, because if you look into the lore, like obviously having the Norscan armies is so huge, like such a big faction, but it's not a faction.
Yeah,
it's always under Warriors of Chaos.
Yeah.
Going down that, you're almost having this Norscan style army with like some Chaos Warriors here and there, sort of thing. I just thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it is really cool team.
Mine sort of bleeds off that a bit, I think. Yeah,
mine too.
Oh, does it? Okay, maybe
we'll see what it's.
You go.
So, probably my favorite bit of the release was the challenge dynamic to take first turn.
Oh, right.
Arcane Journal.
Okay.
It's such a cool mechanic. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
Not
just a little mini game. Little mini game to start off the battle. It's really.
Yeah, mine's going off Andrew's a little bit. Like it's similar, but it's just more fluff related in the sense that, you're seeing it's more human and less obvious, like God related, and they're blending into that idea that they don't even use Khorne and Nurgle and all that. They're using the old names and stuff. And so I really hope that fleshes out in more stories and stuff, because you're right. Like it feels like it'd be cool to see these, and like that Riders of the Dead book, that's sort of similar to that. Like you sort of get to see the normal human side, even though they're chaos and they're crazy and they're killing people and stuff, but they're just like, they have a society and they're doing things. And a Chaos Warrior is like this almost demigod thing, if there is one around. Like he leads them, but he's so good. So it's cool to see that like flesh out. I mean, we're only just touching the surface, so I don't know what it'll go, but I like that. I like Chaos being a little more subtle. I like that idea. Like they don't actually really know Well, they're not seeing it that way, that it's somehow they're corrupted. That's just who they want to worship, So,
Yeah, there's not like seas of Chaos Warriors, because that's kind of like Warriors of Chaos. It's almost like all these random Chaos Warriors just come out of nowhere. It's like, well,
yeah. And they're
almost
supposed to be
like,
like the big warriors and leading things. Yeah.
That's exactly it. It's like the champions of the Norscan tribe sort of go off and
Empire. So we don't. I mean, well, I guess we do have the Arcane Journal leaked bits, but I was sort of I added it in here, even though we don't have it fully yet. But what's our naughty list for the Empire? Who's been naughty? Or should I go for that one?
Go for it.
Mine's it's pretty easy. It's just the freaking knight models. I can't believe they're just so crap. And on top of that, they're promoting the knights. The knights, knightly orders. And it just I don't even know if modeling can save some of those old horses. You really would go to 3D sculpts to find other cool ones.
You got to. I mean, they admitted it, didn't they, by swapping them out for the war wagon. The war wagons, they even went to that effort. We'll get rid of these crappy horses for the war wagon. You can't put these ones.
Yeah,
they're still selling them for the knights.
So it's just a shame. And to be honest, this is probably the one where the Empire, the cities of Sigmar, split away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you'd use them. Like, they're not similar. So yeah, you're sort of stuck, really. I think if you're an Empire lover. So,
well, the problem is that if you're an Empire lover, you don't have very good knight models. And then my naughty would be the state troops are terrible.
As in game wise, or
rules wise,
yeah,
unplayable.
Yeah.
So you're forced to use these old knight models because you got no other choice.
Yeah.
We'll try to take as many demis, but I know. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
I'm not sure if they're overcosted or not. It's just that the rules don't allow for them to exist and be competitive.
Yeah. Well, they can't dictate anything. They'll die. They need to totally outnumber people to do anything, but there's no real. Again, you can't really get any rank bonus. It's a shame. Hopefully Hopefully, I'm sure it'll be fine down the track. But yeah,
hopefully they'll fix it. I'll piggyback off Gomo there, and I will jump into the sped-looking monster hero choices. Mainly the Peg. He's a mage, isn't he, on the Peg?
I think so.
The old Griffin.
Can't remember. Is it a mage? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. It's just for a once off. Like, if they're doing like a made to order once off, but I think that one is. Those ones are.
They are, but I feel like they need something more new in that space with like the heroes.
Yeah, I mean, again, I guess they don't see enough in advance to know this, but and again, they're obviously weren't building new plastic character kits really, except for like Bratz and Tomb Kings. The dwarves got it too, so who knows? Because you did get the plastic dwarf guy. So it is weird, the hit and miss here, where you're not like, the orcs are still using a really old plastic wyvern, and they knew by looking at the rules that it would have been better to have a good one. And I think Empire's the same, where you could have had like, I don't know, a pretty cool looking Peg wizard, like a brand new one. Because that would have been pretty popular. So it's just weird. It's all good. The nice list, though, I alluded to this back in our topic. I do like that it looks like a cool arcane journal in the sense that it's not just two armies. You can go right down these themes around. At least there's 4 main. Is it 4 or 5 main knightly orders? I think that if you get some internal balance, as things settle down, there's a lot of potential, I think, with the Empire book to theme up a particular type and have it play different and not just like look different. It's not like a Bretonian one where you might paint your heraldry one way and something another way where you don't really get any different rules. These guys do, so that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
and the errantry list is only sort of a single. Yeah. Ross, these guys are got. Yeah. No, that is really good. Good point.
Yep, fair enough. My nice one was, I think, the care and attention that went into the Wool Wagon re-release.
Oh, yeah,
love it.
Good one.
Like they didn't need to do all that really, and have the random hand sculpted engineer. Like, that's actually, I think
it looks like a new model. It's
it does. Crazy. It does. And it's really an important part of the Arcane Journal by the look of it. So hopefully we'll see them around.
Yep, no, I think you will. At least one in every army, almost. Oh well, I don't know, maybe.
Well, Josh borrowed mine again, so
it's yours, Scott.
Great minds.
One thing,
Right.
No, but I'll go for an offshoot because I did rate the familiars. I'm just a little bit disappointed that they don't have rules because the wizards look cool. The familiars look cool, but it would be really nice if there was some play to it.
Yeah, I wonder if when they expand down the track that they'll pop some of, because it feels like they've added rules for like like those Brett. What's it? The dude. What's that dude called in the militia kit or whatever, or the other kit? The trip. What's he called? That third Bretonian little man that you get in the. Is it in the militia? Kit or something?
Like the friar guy. Not him.
Yeah, friar tuck type dude.
Yeah.
In the Bretonian.
On the men at arms.
The
second champion.
Yeah.
It's
cool that they add little rules to things. So be cool if they do down the track. So just general, we're getting on late here, so we'll wrap it up in a minute. But overall though, when you think of Old World, what would one be? What did they really miss? I guess in the whole release for the year versus what was really good to see. I guess this is just overarching,
just open.
Yeah.
Would it be nice to have a clearer flow chart about the schedule of these releases?
I like that one. That's a good one.
All the arrows going
that
everywhere.
roadmap is on the list.
Yeah. I'm going to take a leaf out of Donald Trump's book and make infantry great again.
Great again. I know. Yeah. That's what we need.
Yeah.
My naughty list is the Black Library. They have been, I don't know what they've been doing, but one book in 12 months, not good enough. Especially when you got all this new era and we want to hear about, and we're like, where is it?
That is true.
So they're on my naughty list. All of them. Anyone who's remotely connected to Black Library. Santa's not coming. Nice list. We'll finish with a high note though. Well, I mean, the easiest one, we just bloody got square bases back.
Absolutely.
Overall.
We're playing games.
So overall, it's good. I know we bitch and moan sometimes, but
that's what nerds do. Nerds
giving us 2 hours of bitching and moaning every week for the last year.
Since
it released.
You go to any podcast, everyone's bitching and moaning. It's nothing. Nerds, they all just complain. It's because they expect the best.
It's because negative news always gets more engagement, right? Isn't that the whole algorithm these days?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That is. No, it's a good system. I'll hit the nice list. I was dubious about the ebbs and flows with the fall back in good order and giving grounds, but as much as it hasn't sped the game up, I do like it, and I see now people are exploiting things because it's not, you think you kind of don't break, but now I think people are starting to really put things in that make and break. It just gives more depth, I think, to the old system where it was like you break, get run down, you die. Like it's not as easy to break. Like you need to. Not to say it's not perfect. There's issues with it, but I think I like the general system.
Yeah, I don't think you couldn't argue. I don't think you can argue that it's like the game is broken or anything. It's just these other couple of things, and some of that's comp, some of it's obviously rules. But I mean, geez, which version wasn't? Like, everyone. That's why you never hear 7th, because the army books basically wiped it out. Basically, you know what I mean? It probably was better than 6 almost. So it's just weird that you can have whole editions that people have just decided. Nah. So I don't think Old World's in that case, but yeah.
Nah. Just needs some finesse.
Rules. So anyway, well, we'll probably talk a little bit about that next week with predictions for 2025. But outside that was our naughty and nice list. Leave comments on what your naughty and nice list.
Oh, yes.
You don't have to do the whole shebang, but I'd love to see what do we miss? Because there is a lot of good stuff that
there's a lot, obviously. And we probably focus more on the models than the rules. I'm sure there's lots of rules that people complain about in the comments.
It seems like every pod's talking about rules and stuff and tactics. I thought it'd be funny just slightly.
I think it's nice to look back on what's been released, and that was a good way of doing it. Yeah,
that is.
And it has been a lot. So compared to like the old days of Warhammer 8th, where you might have like 2 army books out that year and that was it. And no FAQs. We actually did get a lot for a game that was canned, so I'm pretty happy overall.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
Ed, is there anything you want to guys cover, or we're all good and I'll sign out?
No, we're good. We'll hit my list later.
Oh, yes. That was up.
No. It's 2 hours. We'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll be next week, and then I
cool.
can get some finessing on my list.
No worries. I'll finish mine and my backup so we can because we will want a game when you're back, man. I'll probably get a game with Cam. I need to organise that, but after Chrissy, before New Year's, I might get in with
that'd be
Cam
fantastic.
if he's around. And then when you're back. Awesome. Okay, well, everyone, thanks for listening to another Old World Fanatics episode. If you enjoy our weekly ramblings, please hit like, subscribe, comment on our videos, tell us your naughty and nice list, and jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics if you want to jump on the Patreon, ask us some questions, and chat to all our other cool little tribe there. If you need to get hold of us, we're on the socials. You can also email us at oldworldfanatics@gmail.com. Until next time, everyone, and Josh, Andrew, thanks for listening to another episode of Old World Fanatics.
All right.
See you next week.